It's not on yet. Is it on? Oh, okay. Okay. So, what shall we do here? Something simple or something complex? Something controversial? Something guru? No guru topic. Okay. Um, what shall we do here? Yeah. Let's do this one. Oops. What's that? What? I don't know. Maybe. Where is it from? I don't know. Someplace. It just comes on my screen. Yeah, it does. But how come this isn't coming on? Oh, here, maybe we click this. Okay. Hare Krishna. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prasthaya Buddhale Shrimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Niti Namane Namaste Saraswata Devi Gauravani Pracharane Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarane Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Gaura Bhakti Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So everybody wants to be healthy, nobody wants to be sick, nobody wants to get old, nobody wants to die. So we should be healthy. This is a picture of Hanuman. Why Hanuman? Hanuman strong. Yeah? Yeah. Oh yeah, he's long-lived. He's a Chiranjiva. Of course, he's very healthy. And actually, he's worshipped. All the people in the Indian army worship him. Because he's a good, strong person, he's a good fighter. And all the athletes also, they worship him. For strength or whatever like that. So anyway, they worship him for good health. So, everybody wants to be healthy, etc. So one level is the gross body. So that's the normal type of happiness we think of. So you have to have strong bones and whatever. You have to have strong nerves and strong blood vessels and strong heart and strong muscles and whatever. Everything has to be working properly. This is the subject of medical science, especially modern medical science. They deal with all of these things, how to keep your physical body healthy. The Vedic literature, of course, takes care of this, and we have things like Ayurveda to take care of your physical body. We also have another body according to the Vedic literatures. This is not recognized by modern science, but it's your Sukshma Sarira, or your subtle body. So it's a body. It has a physical existence, just like this body, but you can't see it. And it's very significant. We think this is the significant body, and we try to cure it and whatever and prolong it. The subtle body is equally significant, if not more significant, than the gross body. We could not exist without the subtle body. Whatever health we have in the gross body has its counterpart in the subtle body. So if you have a sickness in your subtle body, it will go into your gross body also. And if you have a sickness in your gross body, it tends to get into your subtle body also. So they're interrelated. But of course, the subtle body also governs our emotions, our thoughts, our intellect, our identity, etc. Some more abstract things, according to modern, science. These are not real physical entities, but something very abstract. According to Vedas, it's not abstract. It's all physical, but subtle physical elements that we cannot see. So if we're going to talk about the health of the individual, yes, we can talk about this health, but we also have to talk about the subtle body as well, which we cannot see. This body also is there, is important, and it goes with us life after life, whereas this body dies. This body doesn't die. It goes with you. So very important. It creates continuity life after life. but it's also material. Third aspect is the Atma or the Jiva. And this is the most important element of all. Without this, both bodies are useless. So this is the ultimately important identity for us, the Atma. So we have these three levels of our existence that we have to take care of. We got the gross aspect, we got the subtle body aspect, and we got the spiritual aspect of the Atma. They all mutually interact. If we get problem on the gross level, it goes upwards to the subtle level, up to the spiritual level. A problem on the spiritual level goes down to the gross level. So everything is related with everything else. So we have to take a holistic approach to our health, so to speak. Huh? They, of course, talk about holistic, health in the modern world, but they don't go so this far to get up to the spiritual level. Huh? Okay. So these bodies in their natural state are their healthy state. And as a result of that, we get satisfaction, which we call sattva. If you look in Bhagavad-gita, when it talks about the gunas, and then it says the quality is sattva gun is satisfaction. And, of course, in terms of physical symptoms, we can say that satisfaction can be measured in terms of how your body repairs itself, and maintains and repairs. And of course we know Sattva Gun is the deity in charge is Vishnu, and what does he do? Maintenance. He's in charge of maintenance. So if you have good Sattva, then your body maintains itself very nicely. If you don't, you don't cure properly or whatever. You don't heal. So on the gross level, then, your body repairs if it gets injured or whatever, or it remains healthy, in a healthy state, and everything functions nicely. On the second level, that is the subtle level, which is it means your mind, etc. You experience peace. Okay? Your mind is not agitated. On the spiritual level, then we can experience bliss, eternal bliss. So these are the natural states for the material body, for the subtle body, and for the Atma. And if you have all these nice states, then very good. You can live a very satisfying life. So different things influence the three bodies. One is food. Another is exercise, another is meditation, another is association, another is environment, another is spiritual sadhana. So we increase the list, whatever, but I simplified it. So food, obviously, very important. Food is important, of course, because everybody has to eat food to survive, and the food actually enters into our system and it nourishes it. And depending on the type of food, you get different type of nourishment, obviously. But in general, the food itself, if we understand its origin, we can understand its significance, because all this food has energy in it. You have the energy from the sun, because plants grow because of the sunlight. We have energy from water, because you need the water, and the energy from the earth. So we get these three energies, and this manifests within the food somehow or other. And that helps us stay alive. So food, very important for us. Okay. We take the food and then we prepare it somehow or other. We see that in ancient societies, and this is, of course, modern caveman history, whatever we call it. At a certain point, they developed agriculture, and they began to experiment with farming, etc. Before that, they were just running around the wild, catching wild animals or eating blueberries or something, But later on, they figured out, okay, let's not wander around so much. Let's sit in one place, and we'll cultivate some crops like grains and fruit trees and whatever like that, and domesticate animals. So in any case, we get food, we collect it, then we got to do something with it before we eat it. There has to be some sort of preparation or whatever like that. In the modern world, this whole preparation becomes quite complicated in many cases, and also expensive. And therefore, you go to restaurants and you pay for your food. And the more complicated the preparation, the more they'll charge you for the food even, just to eat it. So anyway, the food gets prepared, and in the process of preparation also, then we get more energy entering. That is the human energy entering into the food, the people that prepare the food. The modern world, of course, we don't quite appreciate that. So, there's so many restaurants, and you don't care who prepares the food. You just go and purchase it and eat or whatever. In ancient societies like India, they were very careful on who prepared the food. In fact, they wouldn't go out and eat in restaurants. They didn't have any restaurants. Everybody cooked in their house, and you eat your house food. You don't eat anybody else's food. So you're very careful about who prepares your food even. Yeah? So what is important is that in the preparation of the food, the person preparing it puts their energy into the food also. It may be good energy, it may be bad energy. So that's also going to affect you. Yeah? So in this way, we have a lot of energies in the food that we take. So we got the natural energies of the sun and the water and the earth, etc. We prepare it, even the farmer cultivating the crop, etc. There's energy there. And then we have, finally, you get the food, and then you start cutting it up and maybe cook it or whatever, prepare it, or roll your chapatis and stuff like that. So you're putting energy again into it. And then finally we get a result, which we call the food that we eat. So all of this is somehow using the energy of the material world plus the human energy we put into it. There's an added factor that we accept, others maybe not accept, and that is we offer the food. We get prasadam. This again puts another level onto the food. That is the spiritual energy aspect. So we have the physical aspects of the water and all that. Then we have the human effort we put into, which we say is more subtle. And then we have, if we offer it to Krishna, then it becomes spiritualized. So we get benefits on all levels, on the gross physical level, on the more subtle level, and then on the spiritual level. So there is satisfaction for the Atma, for the subtle body, and for the gross body in this way. Yeah. So anyway, we offer our food up. So this is a good way in which food itself, which we depend on, can be healthy on all levels. The gross level, the subtle level, the mind, etc., and the spiritual level. Yeah. Okay. So this is quite prominent, of course, in ISKCON it's very prominent, prasadam. But within all spiritual movements in India, it is still prominent. Yeah? The sacred food, even if it's not Krishna or Vishnu or whatever, even if it's Shiva, still they have prasadam. If it's Ganesha, again, there is prasadam. So there is this emphasis on all levels, even for Devata level of somehow we have to sanctify the food. So they offer it. Huh? So this is quite a unique feature we have. Now, and in Bhagavad-gita, of course, Krishna talks about the cycle that takes place, which are called a chakra. It means a circle. And in the circle, of course, we do have the sun involved, etc., and the plants growing up with the sun and the rain, etc. Then we harvest the crops and we make the grains and whatever, we cook the food, and then you offer it to the Supreme Lord. That completes the cycle. After that, you eat it. Then you get healthy. Then you cultivate your crops again. Then you harvest your crops. Then you offer them again. So the cycle is there, and in that cycle there is recognition of the Supreme Lord. That's the spiritual aspect. So that is mentioned in the Bhagavad-gita, very early in the Bhagavad-gita in the 3rd chapter, that when you eat, offering the food is very, very important. So this is one way in which we spiritualize our existence, and at the same time maintain our physical aspect. Okay, so food is one aspect. I forgot to mention, of course, that food also has gunas. Yeah? So we have food in sattva, rajas, and tamas. If you eat sattvic food, you end up with sattvic existence, which we said was maintenance, proper maintenance, helps repair your body. If you eat food in rajagun, which is basically animal food mixed with some vegetable foods, it creates passion in the body and ultimately destroys the body. If you eat food in tamagun, which means you eat the lowest type of foods, it creates ignorance and it really destroys your body, like alcohol and tobacco and these things. It really destroys your body. So we have to be very careful of what type of foods we stick in our body. So the choice of food also is very, very important. So we have one level of keeping your body, all levels, the Atma, the subtle body and gross body healthy. Food is one thing. Exercise. So, of course, usually we think of exercise, okay, we do exercise and it, affects the physical body, your skeletal muscles, your heart, your nervous system, your muscles, etc., your respiratory system, etc. So all exercises there. In previous societies, of course, exercise was natural. Everybody was exercising. Everybody was doing work all the time. Modern societies are quite artificial, so everyone is sitting at desks all day. They're not exercising. All they're doing is breathing maybe and sitting and moving their fingers on the computer. But as far as actually exercising their body with the feet and the legs and whatever and other muscles, is not. So we tend to get unhealthy in our body because of that. So exercise is very important. And of course, it's also being refined in terms of spiritual life. So we have yoga as a physical exercise to help you out. Of course, in the modern world, they use yoga basically for the physical flexibility, for helping you to lose your body fat or to, stimulate your muscles or whatever, and you have some disability, it helps, cure it, whatever like that. So basically on the physical level, many gyms have yoga programs or whatever operating on a physical level. So it operates on that level, fine. But yoga also was introduced thousands of years ago by Patanjali, and even before him, but Patanjali wrote the Yoga Sutras. And there he began to talk about the process of yoga, which involves asanas, which are physical exercises, but he concentrates on a higher level. So what this yoga system does, it has a lot to do with your subtle body, with your mind, and with your chakras. So by doing the exercises properly, and breathing, that's pranayama, then you begin to not only affect your physical body positively and get it into proper balance, but you also get your subtle body into balance, which means you become mentally satisfied, peaceful in mind. So this is one of the effects of the yoga process. Here we see a diagram on the left-hand side. We have those chakras in your body, which are on the subtle body. These are the energy centers on the subtle body. Yeah? And they're all kind of out of kilter, like that. So this will result in, of course, mental instability and also particular problems in different places in your body. So you may get stomach problems, may get heart problems, may get neck problems, may get brain problems because your chakras are not in alignment properly, not working properly. So yoga process helps to align your chakras properly, get them spinning in the proper speed, etc. And therefore, you can get rid of these problems. So this is the subtle aspect of yoga. Of course, it's said that the chakra, of course, means a wheel. That's the literal meaning, wheel. And what does a wheel do? Of course, it's round. And the other thing is it moves. Wheels turn around, spin around. So your chakras also spin around. And they spin around at different frequencies, different speeds. Yeah. And if you're going at the proper speed, then your your chakras are functioning nicely and that part of your body functions nicely. On the other hand, let's say your heart chakra is not functioning properly, it's going too fast. Frequency is too fast. Then you get heart problems. Maybe you get super high blood pressure or something like that, you know? Hypertension or whatever like that. So the speed of the chakra is also very important. They have their natural level. And then if it's out of kilter, then yoga will help get it back to its proper spinning level or vibrational level. Yeah. So that's on that level. We do know that ultimately yoga, we go through asana on the physical level, pranayama with the breathing, and helps out with the pranas, obviously. And then the mind, we have meditation, jhana. So this is all operating on the subtle level. The whole goal of yoga, this Ashtanga yoga system, is to stop all of the functions of material consciousness. And what happens when you do that? Atma reveals itself. So that's the spiritual aspect of the yoga process. So therefore yoga also operates on three levels: the spiritual level, subtle level, mind, etc., with meditation, and the gross level of adjusting the material body. Yeah. So I said when you come to the meditation level, you're using the mind, etc. And then with meditation, we concentrate the mind, which is part of the subtle body. We can meditate on Atma, or we can meditate on Bhagavan, form of Supreme Lord, that is Krishna or Vishnu. And either way, we get nice spiritual results from it. So, therefore, yoga is also a way in which we can improve all levels of our health, from spiritual to mental to physical. Association is a very important factor for everyone. It affects us on all levels also. Particularly, of course, it will affect the mental level and the spiritual level. So, as I said, we do have the physical body. We also have this subtle body, which is material but real. We can't see it. But unlike the physical body, which has its skin and whatever to protect us so we don't get infections and whatever, the subtle body is a little more fluid and it's more likely to get influenced or pierced. The shell gets pierced and you get infected. Not with the gross bacteria or what like that for the gross body, but with subtle thoughts, etc. Subtle experiences, subtle emotions, etc. So where do these things come from? A lot of it comes from other people. So everybody's got their subtle body. Some subtle bodies are not very healthy. We see one here on the right-hand side. It's all full of gray matter and shadows and things like this. All lots of negative thoughts and negative emotions in it. They go next to another person who's in a healthy state, and they can start affecting that person simply by association. If the association is closer, not just physical, but you start talking to each other and get friendly, then they can influence even more. And so the negative energy starts seeping into the other body, the other person's body, and they can also get similar mentality, thoughts, habits, etc. So association, very, very powerful on this level. Of course, the gross level is you associate with the person with the disease, you could get the disease. That's the gross one. But then the subtle one is the emotions and the mentality can affect another person also. So you get a negative person, you can also become negative. So we have to watch who we associate with. So there's many analysis of that subtle body, except this is a diagram of different types of subtle bodies with different particular problems. And these subtle bodies can look like little porcupines with little needles coming out of them, and they can start prickling people like that because of the way they're thinking. They can be top heavy with lots of mental energy. They can steal people's energy. So sometimes you may talk to people, and after you talk to them, you feel completely exhausted because all your energy's gone away. Somehow they've taken all your energy. So they kind of like parasites. They live off other people, subtle energy. So there's all sorts of different, configurations for this. And when the association is closer, not just together, but you establish intimate relationships, it becomes even more critical. And especially when we have husband and wife, etc., other relationships, the two bodies kind of get stuck to each other. Yeah? Here we see the two people and their chakras start relating with each other. So even you don't physically say anything, audible communications, there is communications on the subtle level all the time, like transfers of energy, negative, positive, whatever, like that. Therefore, we do have to be very careful of our association, of our thought patterns, and how we influence other people, how they influence us. And we really have to choose who to associate with and how we associate with them. Otherwise, we may get a lot of negative effects. So this is the effect of association on the gross level and subtle level, etc. In spiritual life, we also emphasize association. We call it sangha. So we have spiritual association. Satsanga is very good for developing spiritually. We have people serious about spiritual life. We associate with them. We also become serious. So it's a very important factor. And of course, we say through association, you get the mercy of other devotees. And through that, you get the mercy of Krishna, etc. So very powerful influence. So on all three levels, association also very important. Physical, mental, and spiritual. So we have to choose our association. In the Nectar Devotion, Rupa Goswami mentions that people are like crystals. Yeah. So we have a crystal which is nice and clear, quartz crystal, very clear, whatever. If you put the crystal near a red flower, it looks red. If you put it near the yellow flower, it will look yellow. If you put it near the blue murdanga, it looks blue. So people are like crystals. They go near the person that's red, they become red. They go near the person that's blue, they become blue. So you get easily influenced by other people. And the reason for that, of course, is that these subtle bodies get easily influenced. Your mentality gets easily influenced more than the physical body. So we have to be careful of association. Yeah, this was just a photograph using a certain type of photography, polycontrast interference photography, and it shows the the subtle body of a person there, like that, and we can see the different types of auras of people, whatever. Oh, that was actually wearing different types of cloth. If you wear organic cotton, it's one, and if you wear the artificial one, it becomes different. The artificial one restricts your aura. So you better wear natural clothing rather than artificial synthetic clothing. That will restrict your energy on your subtle body even. Yeah, so as I said, satsanga very important. And in Chaitanya Charitamrita it says, all scriptures say that you should associate with the sadhu, sangha, sava shastre koi. Lava matra sadhu sangha, sarva siddhi hoy. By just a moment's association with a devotee, you get all perfection, all success. So, in other words, association with devotees gives us spiritual inspiration, by which we get perfection. Environment. Yeah, so this is on a larger scale, we'd say, of our sangha. We're associating with the material world around us, and it also affects us. Yeah. And of course, in the works like Bhagavad-gita, they talk about the different environments. So we have a natural setting. It is sattvic. We have a city environment. It may be rajasic, or some parts of the city may be tamasic even. So if we live in a city, we may be largely influenced by rajas and tamas, which means ultimately that they are the destructive elements for the physical, mental, and spiritual levels. If we are in sattvic places, then it's easier to develop spiritually or have better health, etc. And unfortunately, in the modern world, we get a lot of environmental pollution that we don't even know about, and that is particularly the electrical pollution. Electrical currents themselves are polluting, in one sense, the whole electricity with these huge transformers and generators and whatever cause a lot of problems. The human body is also electrical, and on the very subtle level, we have the nerves, and it's basically electric currents. The nerves is positive and negative charges running through your body all the time, going up to the brain, and they're firing positive, negative, positive, negative. And your cells are made out of positive and negative energies, and they're exchanging liquids and fluids and things like this because of charges. So your whole body actually is run upon electricity on a very subtle level, very, very sensitive level. So your whole body is in a healthy state because of the balance of the electrical circuits in your body. And then when we start introducing external electricity and things like that, then this is going to really disturb the body completely. So we have to be very careful how we associate with the material world with all these modern currents, electrical currents and electromagnetic currents and radio waves and 3G and 5G, mobile phone waves, etc. All very disturbing to your nervous system and your brain. Yeah? Well, that's, of course, on the physical level. What to speak of the subtle level of your subtle body, how it's going to affect also. So imbalances just on the gross level of your nervous system, etc., can create chronic diseases. We don't even know how it's operating at the moment. But subtle changes in your electrical currents in your body can cause chronic diseases, and sometimes doctors don't know where the disease is coming from or how to cure it. Maybe it's because of these imbalances in your energy system or whatever. So that's there. Then, of course, that can be made worse by all of the electrical pollution we have in the modern world, which is very severe. And there's been many studies to show how these electrical fields, they actually disturb the whole nervous system and the muscles and everything. It can create a lot of problems, especially if you're not, in top health. If you've got a little bit of weakness, you're going to get it much severer. So many studies are done, and then, of course, we know that scientific studies are there and say, okay, this amount of electricity, okay, whatever. But most of these reports have a little bit of bias to them because of money. So they'll, certain studies are sponsored by companies that have an economic interest in it. So you get the cell phone company making a study, say, 5G is okay, it's very healthy for you. Then you get another study, no, it's very dangerous for you. So in this way, we get all various conflicting reports. So in some serious reports, they say that Wi-Fi causes oxidative stress, sperm, testicular damage, neuropsychiatric effects, including EEG changes, apoptosis, I don't know what that is, cellular DNA damage, which is very bad, endocrine changes, and calcium overload. That's from Wi-Fi. So some people say that, other reports, oh, it's very safe for you. So we don't know, but it looks like it's actually so. Anyway, there is this radiation, and it's questionable, it can be very, very dangerous for us. We won't get into it. And of course, because we're so interested in faster and faster communications, we keep increasing the danger by increasing the types of waves. Now we have 5G, which is apparently not even tested properly, whether it is safe or not. 3G, they did test, and some say yes, some say no, it's okay, not so good. 5G, they didn't even test it, and they put it on the market. But it could be even worse, much worse. So we don't know. Yeah, okay, anyway, that's 5G for us. Yeah. Okay, it's more 5G stuff anyway. So that's what happens to your brain. The red one is after you get your cell phone on for 15 minutes near your brain, it all turns red. So we do have to be very careful of all these things. Okay, anyway, enough of 5G stuff. Okay, so we have the pollution in our society and our electrical pollution. Better to have things without all of that pollution. And of course, the best environment is the spiritual environment. So that's why in the scriptures like Nectar Devotion, it emphasizes that one of the main types of bhakti is to live in the holy dham. This is where the environment is all spiritual, so we get food for the soul, so to speak. So, environment important for physical, mental, and for spiritual effects. So, it depends on our choice. If we cannot live in the holy dham like Navadvip or Vrindavan, we can live near a temple, or we can live in a temple, or we can have a temple in our house, and again, we get the spiritual environment from that. So, very, very positive for the Atma. So, another influence on us is spiritual practices, obviously. And the best spiritual practice, the most powerful spiritual practice is Nam Sankirtan, which was introduced by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Very, very powerful influence on everybody. So Lord Chaitanya, of course, emphasizes the spiritual effect of Nam Sankirtan. What does it do? It takes you to the highest level of spiritual realization, which is Krishna Prema. So simply by uttering Krishna's name, of course, along with sadhu sangha and proper scriptural knowledge, you get Krishna Prema, which is the pinnacle of spiritual realization. All by just uttering the name of Krishna. So therefore, it gives the ultimate spiritual effect. So Atma can be completely satisfied. Apart from that, of course, it can also give us physical and mental effects. We cannot prove by science the spiritual effects. All we do is look at the scripture and our own experience. But science can actually observe the physical effects. So we do have some scientific research on spiritual practices. Not spiritual, but the spiritual practice gives some material effects. Yeah. So I think I went over this the other day. So sound, of course, affects plants, for instance. So that's one thing. And of course, Nam Sankirtan is music, so obviously it's going to affect the physical being. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so seeds germinate better if they have good music. So if it's effective on plants, music, then what does it speak on human beings? Good music, wonderful effect. Okay, you have dogs. So they put some nice classical Mozart music for the dogs, and then the dogs would sleep nicely and bark less. Physical effect, obviously. And now if you put this loud rock music, heavy metal music, then the dogs bark and they can't sleep. Cows prefer classical music, and they found out if you give classical music to cows, they give more milk. Happy cows. Huh? Okay. Of course, they found that not only on the regular music, you do mantras like Sanskrit mantras and Om, etc. They've done experiments on that, and they found that it does influence the brain, physically speaking. It creates a peace. It reduces stress. It reduces cortisol, etc. There's physical effects like that. Yeah. Now there's just some examples of how the brain changes when you chant Om. Yeah. So music is good. If you sing also, that's also very good. So singing also does something to your body somehow or other, physically speaking. So it lowers your cortisol levels. The cortisol is responsible for destroying your cells or whatever. You have lower cortisol, good. It improves your health. So simply by singing, very good. And of course, we have Nam Sankirtan. You're singing all the time, so that should increase your health. This, of course, is physical effects. But nevertheless, it does influence even your physical body. We're interested in the spiritual effect, which is Krishna Prema, but it also affects your physical body, even, singing Hare Krishna. Now, of course, we found that the chanting Om or something like that also affects your nervous system, whatever. So obviously, chanting the name of Krishna is going to do the same thing. So not just the gross level, also on the mental level, brain level. Yeah. Okay. And of course, meditation also, they found out you do the general type of very simple meditation. It also improves your subtle body mainly. So you get positive emotions and whatever, satisfaction, reduced depression, etc., like that. And this one test was done on telomeres, which are these little thingies on their chromosomes there. So they discovered those telomeres maybe 15 years ago or so. So they're good indicators of your health. And they're on your, the chromosomes in your cells. So you have to look at the microscope and see the chromosomes, and you see how big your telomeres are. If you got big telomeres, longer telomeres, good health. You got small telomeres, bad health. Very easy to see if you're in good or bad health. Generally, if you got, as you get older, the telomeres shrink, you get smaller and smaller. Which means as you get older, generally your health is not so good. Yeah, you're more prone to diseases, to break your bones and whatever, heart problems, etc. So, in this way, by looking at those telomeres, we can gauge your risk of diseases, etc. The smaller the telomeres, the more the risk. And the older you get, generally, the smaller your telomeres get. So then the question is, well, how are we going to make our telomeres not shrink as we get older? How do we make them grow again? So then they tried various things, and it's easy to, test the results. You do an experiment, and then you look at your cells, and you can see, did the telomeres increase, or they decrease, or they stay the same? So they did that. So they did various experiments with various things. So one is plant-based diet. You have, vegetables and fruits and grains, and avoid the meat and all that sort of stuff. And yes, it had good effect. You can increase your telomeres by just your dietary change. Exercise, walking 30 minutes a day, 6 days a week. Also increase the telomeres. Simple exercise. Okay, so they tried yoga and things like stretching, breathing. You get less stress, etc. They tried group, people meeting in a group each week and just talking, socializing, whatever. Very good. Yeah. So these various things would increase the telomere strength, like this physical observation, you're going to increase it, and consequently it would mean your health is better. So you get about 10% increase through these different things. So various studies have been done, and they found that yes, they can improve the telomeres if they get an increase, then you get less depression, etc. Even it can help people who have dementia. So, 3% from relaxing music. Good. 17% from some general meditation. Over 3 months. 17 increase. And kirtan, 43% increase. So this was like this 12 minutes a day for 2 months, which is not very much actually. 12 minutes a day is very, very little. And it's for 2 months. And they got 43% increase in their telomeres by kirtan. So therefore we do have a physical effect of kirtan. That's on your cellular level to increase your health. Of course, as I said, that's not our main goal in kirtan as a Yuga Dharma, but it does have physical effects. One of the reasons why, of course, it involves all of these different things. We're taking vegetarian food, we're in a group, we're singing, we're using mantras, we're dancing, etc., and we're expressing unconditional love. So all these things together produce a very positive effect, not only for spiritual level, but also on your physical body, even. And of course, your mentality also. And the nice thing about kirtan is it's simple to do. And it's public, it's not secret. You don't have to pay money to learn the mantra or anything. Everybody can do it. Children can do it. Old people can do it. Students can do it. Whatever. So it's being practiced for, of course, it's eternal. But Chaitanya Mahaprabhu 500 years ago made it very popular. And since that time, it has spread around the world. So this is an easy method for getting our topmost thing, that is spiritual health of the jiva. Plus, additionally, we get the physical and the mental effects as well. So this is the easiest method of all. Yeah, it combines all these things: music, mantra, yoga, unconditional love. So this is a mantra, which is spiritual sound. And the perfection is to realize that the name of Krishna or the sound of Krishna is non-different from the form of Krishna. So in other words, by saying the name Krishna, you realize Krishna form. Of course, we have the special advantage of having Hare also, which is Radha, so we can realize Radha and Krishna, as we see here. And the goal of all this is to experience the highest eternal love and bliss. And this is appropriate because if we realize Krishna, Krishna is the source of all things and the source of all bliss. That's the meaning of Krishna. We chant the name Rama. Rama means the giver of bliss. So that is Krishna again. We realize Krishna, we get the bliss. We chant the name Hare, which is Radha. And who is Radha? She is the Hladini Shakti, or the bliss Shakti of Krishna. So therefore, by realizing Radha Krishna, we do get that highest bliss. Yeah. So, through this chanting of Hare Krishna, we get the most positive effects on the body, as we saw, 43% increase in your telomeres. We get effect on your mind, peace, etc. And we get the ultimate spiritual effect of the highest bliss with realization of Radha Krishna in the spiritual world. So therefore, the Kirtan operates in all levels. It operates on your DNA and your chakras and on the Atma. And in this way, you can get the ultimate effect. Oh, what is this? I don't know. Anyway. No, we won't cover that. Any question there? Yeah.
Oh, hello. Okay. Maharaj, I find it's very refreshing that you're talking about all of these things, everything that you've talked about, but also specifically about the etheric body and how important it is to keep that etheric body healthy. Mm-hmm. And I just wanted to speak about, ask you, well, I've had some discussions with devotees in regards to organ donation, like after death. Yeah. Right. And from an energy healer's perspective, which I am, it's my profession, teach it. Okay. It's an absolute no-no because
it's pretty weird.
Absolute no-no because the energy, the etheric body needs to be intact when you move on. You don't want holes and your organs
pulling the body apart.
Yeah, and hooks to other people who have received your organs. Yeah. And a lot of the devotees have no idea about this. Yeah. So I think it's really, really important to discuss these things about the policies of the devotees in regards to keeping their energy bodies really intact and pure and not creating these artificial links, because there's a lot of a push in the society for people to donate these organs, and that you're being you're not being a good person if you don't, So I just wanted to ask about what is your opinion on that?
Well, of course, there are reports when people get the organs, particularly the heart, their personality begins to change, and they end up with the other person's personality even. So that, is some very strange effect, which you'd say it's not just the physical, but probably the part of their subtle body gets mixed with your subtle body in this whole process, and you end up a
Yes.
different person.
And I'd just like to say here that there is documented evidence about a young girl who got murdered, whose heart was donated to another young girl, and the young girl who received the organ was having recurring nightmares about the original murder because the consciousness transfer in the cellular memory.
Yeah, and we could say the subtle parts of the subtle body got stuck into the other subtle body.
People don't know that. So thank you very much for talking about this subtle body and how important it is.
So, Maharaj, when we talk about getting association as a saintly person is very positive for our own spiritual advancement, is that because we're getting effect from their purified subtle body, or is it the super soul involved in that also? How does that work?
Well, we could say it operates at all levels. For instance, Lord Chaitanya says you have to take the foot water, the foot dust, and the Mahaprasadam of the devotees. So maybe that's the physical aspect of it. However, I think it operates on all three levels. Physical level, and then we got the subtle level, and then we get the Atma level. So ultimately, of course, the most important thing is how the Atma gets influenced. So obviously the Atma is influenced spiritually, has to be not by material things, but spiritual things. So what is spiritual is the other Atma. So why the other Atma influenced? Because they have more bhakti. So if the Atma has bhakti, that can influence another Atma to have bhakti. So that's our principle of giving mercy. We associate with devotees to get the mercy. So if a person has a lot of bhakti in his Atma, then that can influence the other Atma to get bhakti also. So mercy means basically a transfer of the bhakti shakti.
Yeah, because I've heard devotees mention that they're in a temple and Prabhupada came in and they said they just felt a shift of energy. You know, so I thought that must be like the influence of Prabhupada's aura or
Well,
somehow
it can operate on the physical level and the aura level. It can also operate on the spiritual level. In other words, the Atma itself gets influenced by Prabhupada's strong bhakti. But of course, when a person is spiritualized, that also affects his subtle body. So the subtle body, though subtle body is material like the gross body, that subtle body also becomes spiritualized and filled with that spiritual energy.
You were saying before that 30 minutes of walking each day is good exercise.
That was the experiment they did, not me.
Because according to science, it requires a lot more than that, especially once you get beyond 60 or 70 years old. If we don't do like weight-bearing exercise, then the bones are going to get osteoporosis, going to get brittle. Muscles will start to
so it's not just walking. If you do full exercises or weights and whatever, then it's better for the people who are older. Definitely.
So as devotees, and how much effort should we put into that?
Well, it depends on how much we want to preserve our body. If we're not so much interested, okay, we can forget about it and just tolerate our sicknesses and our early death or whatever. If we want to prolong our body, then we can take more care of it and do more things that, work to preserve the body, including the exercise.
Which one do you suggest is best to follow?
Which one?
Whether to just let the body deteriorate or to try and maintain it so that it can
Well,
last
it's an
a bit
individual
longer.
choice. Some people don't want to live in the body anymore, so they would rather, do that. Other people would like to, live as long as possible so they can practice Krishna consciousness as long as possible. So then that's their choice of an individual. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Maharaj, you already said that kirtan increases the telomeres by 43%. So
Yeah, that was the experiment they did anyway. So the best way, more than walking is the kirtan. I think the walking was, 5% or something? Up to 15% maybe.
Hare Krishna Maharaj. I wanted to know, in a bhakti perspective of like prayer, how sometimes maybe one person will pray for another individual from far away.
Yeah.
But then whereas, say there's a group or a group of devotees.
Group prayer.
Yeah, so
Does it
I've
work?
been influenced from like a Christian background. So
Yeah.
I mean, I've personally witnessed it having an effect, but do you know how you can perhaps explain that in a bhakti perspective?
Yeah, so of course not even on the spiritual level, but even on the material, subtle material level, that's quite accepted and spiritual, let's say like Reiki and whatever like that, where we have subtle energies working, that can be transferred from one person to another, just by will or whatever, so like it's giving blessings or whatever. So the same way with prayer. You offer prayers for another person, basically it's a transfer of your energy to another person, a good energy. So that is also beneficial for another person. Just as on the gross physical level, we can give medicine or gifts to another person to, establish relationships. So on the mental level, we can give blessings or prayers or whatever. It also works on the subtle level.
So theoretically, will the group have a greater effect than a single individual, or does it depend on the purity?
Depend. We have one powerful single individual who could have great effect than everybody combined, but then if they're not so great, we have a group of people that can also have a strong effect. So that's the physical level. Then on the spiritual level, of course, is even more inconceivable because it's not bound by any physical laws at all. Of course, even the subtle material thing is not quite bound by our normal physical laws. So they found that people that do clairvoyance, they can go over space and time, and it doesn't make any sense anymore, space and time, even for astral travel or whatever, which is subtle but not still material. So if we go to the Atma level or the soul level, then that's even more inconceivable how it works and how it can transform and influence, etc. So therefore, when we're giving spiritual blessings, that's even greater.
Thank you, Maharaj. You mentioned about the Sukshma Sharira, the subtle body. So for frontline preachers, what does it actually mean when it says you give association but you don't take association?
Well, you mean for the preacher when he's preaching to less, demoniac people or something or whatever. So association, of course, means associating, being close, but in practical terms, it means establishing an intimate, friendly relationship with a person. That's where the effect will be much greater. So therefore, if we're just preaching to people in general, we're not establishing such a relationship with them. We don't know their background or anything, but we speak to them, we give them a book or whatever like that if they're favorable. So it's not a very intimate relationship. In Nectar of Instruction, the Rupa Goswami says the Sangha is feeding a person, taking their food, speaking, giving them knowledge, receiving their knowledge, giving gifts, receiving gifts. So these are 2 ways you can interact as friends. So when you start establishing those relationships, then the influence is more critical, both spiritually or maybe materially also. It's not working? Yeah.
Thank you. Maharaj, in regards to intuition, or let's say extrasensory perception, we do know that, we have to check everything through Guru, Sadhu and Shastra, and that we tend to make mistakes, to become deluded and all that sort of stuff. But in regards to the intuition, could you just explain about that in regards to devotees and how they can actually, or, how that is, how it, or should it be used or whatever?
Yeah. Of course, in like Bhagavad, it says you have the external guru and you have the internal guru also, which means that somebody inside can give you guidance or instruction as well, which would be the Supreme Lord. Now, generally we emphasize the external aspects, sadhu, guru, etc.,
Yes.
shastra, etc. But that function is always there, and Krishna says in Bhagavad-gita, I give you the intelligence by which you come to me. So again, we got the internal inspiration to make the right choices given by Krishna himself.
Yes.
So we do have external advice. We do also have to use our own intelligence in all cases.
Mhm.
It's not just we blindly accept everything. We have to think about it very carefully. Even if we read scripture, then we say, does that make sense or not? Or maybe
Yeah.
there's a typographical mistake or something happened there because it doesn't seem to make any sense. So we have to use our discriminating power and judge, authenticity of scripture, what people are saying, and whatever. And many people say Prabhupada said this, other people say Prabhupada said that, and we get all confused. They're saying contradictory things sometimes, and then we have to start using our intelligence to try to figure out what is the actual truth behind this. So we do have to use our own intelligence to some degree. Now, of course, scripture also says, tarka and logic, etc., is actually, you have to be very careful of that because, it goes down to a material level and it cannot ultimately give you spiritual truth. But at the same time, Rupa Goswami says, you do have to use your intelligence and your logical abilities in order to get the conclusion of scriptures even. So, so we do have to depend on our internal judgment to some extent also. And because we're doing bhakti, then hopefully Krishna is also giving us the right direction to do that, or correct inspiration to do that. So in all cases, we do have to depend on that inspiration to some degree.
Right.
Yeah.
Thank you. And just in regards to the super soul, for devotees, of course, we have the highest understanding of Bhagavan, and but yet at the same time we also know that Krishna is in the heart. So how for devotees, how important is it to actually connect with that super soul, or how do both come together in the bhakti?
Super soul is a Paramatma feature. Paramatma is the witness and the permitter, and of course he is not the same realization as Bhagavan. Bhagavan is higher realization. If we take to the process of bhakti, of course, Paramatma lets your body go on and takes care of all your material functions. But for spiritual guidance, etc., actually it is Bhagavan directly inspiring us instead of Paramatma. Because obviously Bhagavan, Krishna, is responding to your bhakti. So bhakti is not with Paramatma, bhakti is with Bhagavan. So it's through Bhagavan that we're getting inspiration to do different things.
Right. Okay. So would you say for a devotee that it's all inclusive? In other words, the Paramatma realization is inclusive in the Bhagavan realization.
Yeah. Okay.
So for a devotee, is it still Paramatma, or does Krishna take the place of Paramatma?
Well, Paramatma can function for your material aspects of maintaining your body. You don't have to think about how your heart is beating and all that sort of thing. That goes on through the guidance of Paramatma. But as for the devotional development, and that's where Bhagavan is inspiring us and giving us guidance and protecting us and nourishing us, etc. Yeah. So we got a superior guide there.
So it's sort of like for a devotee, then both are present in a way.
Yeah, both are present, but our emphasis is upon the Bhagavan, because we're interested more in the bhakti.
Thank you.
Yeah. Okay, I guess that's it. Fine. Hare Krishna.
Hare.
Jai.
Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Jayo Gauranitai, 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 Jayo Gauranitai. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Oh Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Oh Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ramo, Ramo Ramo, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ramo, Ramo Ramo, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ramo Ramo, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, oh Ramo Ramo, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Jayo Gauranitai, Jayo Gauranitai. Nitai Gaura Haribo, Haribo, Nitai Gaura Haribo, Haribo. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Jaya Srila Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Jaya Srila Prabhupada.
pattern's coming in. Because it changes every time. I know it changes, yeah. You look gorgeous. Oh, so nice. Yeah, I met Sarah, it's her birthday. Oh, nice. I already dropped in for an hour and I gave her a present and stuff. So you. Well, Bhanu. Well, I just don't know the rest, the melody. I don't know the melody properly. Okay. All right. I need practice, so please help. Okay. Jaya Jaya Gaura Chande Arati Kosoba. Jana Vitatavani Jagamana Loba Deki, that one. Deki Nini Tuchande Bamagadada. Nikate Advaita Srini Vasa Chachadara. Oh, yeah. Basi Yachi Goda Chande Ratna Simhasani. Arati Karina Brahma Adi Devagane. Naradi Kori Chamara Dulaya. Is that what you mean? A bit low. Naradi Kori Chamara Dulaya. Sanjaya Mukunda Basu. It's not right, no. Ghost Adigaya. Sankha Baji Ganta Baji Baji Karatala. Madura Midanga Baji Paramadasala. Sanka Baji Ganta Baji Madu 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 Baji
Nita Gora Haribo. Oh, gee. What? Sorry? Oh, yeah. Bhaje, Madhu, Madhu, Madhu. That's what I was doing, wasn't I? Sankha Bhaje, Ganta Bhaje, Madhu, Madhu, Madhu Bhaje. Yeah. Sankha Bhaje, Ganta Bhaje, Madhu, Madhu, Madhu Bhaje. To Madhu, Madhu Bhaje. Madhu, Madhu, Madhu Bhaje. Nita Gora Haribo, 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 Nita Gora Haribo. Nita Gora Haribo, 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 Nita Gora Haribo. Bahu Koti Chandra Jini Vadana Ujvala. Gala Deshivana Mala Kori Jalamala. Shiva Sukha Narada Preme Gada Gada. Bhakti Vinoda Deke Gorara Sampada. Jaya Jaya Gora Chande Arati Kosoba. Janavita, no. Anavita Savani Jagamana Loba. Goranje Aratik Soba Jagajana Manaloba. Goranje Aratik Soba Jagajana Manaloba. Nita Gora Haribo, 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 Nita Gora Haribo. Nita Gora Haribo. Haribo, Haribo, Nitagora Haribo. What's next?
Well, do you want to start with just which one, Bhanu?
It's more, I think I get stuck. What? Okay. Yeah, all right, thank you. Pussy ache gore chan Radne Simhasani Arati Karena Brahma Adi Devagane Narahari Adi Kori Kamaradulaya Sanjaya Mukanda Basu Gosadigaya Sankha
Blowing one in. It's a conch shell. She's blowing the conch shell.
Sankha okay, I just need to remember that. Sankha Baji Ganta Baji Baji Karatara Madura Medanga Baji Paramarasara Sankha Baji Gansa Baji Madu 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 Baji Sankha Baji Gantha Baji Madu 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 Baji Madu 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 Baji Madu, Madu, Madu Baji Nitagora Haribo 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 Nitagora Haribo Nitagora Haribo 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 Nitagora Haribo Bhagavati Chandrajini Vadana Ujvala Gala Desi Banamala Kore Jalamala Shiva Sukha Nirada Premigada Gada Bhakati Vinoda Deke Gora Sampada Jaiva Jaya Gora Chande Arati Kosoba Jana Vitata Vani Jagamana Loba Goranjaya Ratika Soba Jagajana Mana Loba Goranjaya Ratika Soba Jagajana Mana Loba Jagajana Mana Loba Jagajana Mana Loba Nita Gora Haribo 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 Nita Gora Haribo Nita Gora Haribo 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 Nita Gora Haribo
I have this fear of the mic. I have a fear of the mic, so I want to do it because of that. You know. You did well, Rach.
Namaste Narasimhaya. Ito Narasinga Parato Narasinga Narasinga Madi Sharanam Prapare Tavekara Kamalavara Narahari Rupa Jaya Jagadish Hare Jaya Jagadish Hare Jaya Jagadish Hare Nakarat Buddha Singa Dalita Hiranyakashipu Talabhinga Keshavatita Narairupa Jaya Jagadish Hare Jaya Jagadish Hare Jaya Jagadish Hare Jaya Narasimha Jaya Narasimha Jaya Jaya Narasimha Jaya Jaya Narasimha Jaya Jaya Narasimha Jaya Jaya Prahlad Maharaj Jaya Prahlad Maharaj Jaya Prahlad Maharaj Jaya Prahlad Maharaj Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Radha Govardhana Dari Radha Govardhana Dari Shri Radha Govardhana Dari Shri Radha Govardhana Dari Jaya Krishna Balaram Jaya Krishna Balaram Jaya Krishna Balaram Jaya Krishna Balaram Jaya
and be happy forever.